I'm here. I'm here with the voices in my head have not stopped, and they won't be anytime soon, I don't think. That is unfortunately the life I've chosen to live. But I'm here to, I got myself some Tavern Medieval Fantasy background music, no copyright, volume 2. And we're here to talk about Warhammer. Games Workshop has put out a balanced Dataslate. And I mean grapes. And it's, I'd say, pretty good. It's not perfect. It is a hell of a lot better than their prior chapter approved, which was embarrassing. I would give it a 7 out of 10. Not as good as the first data sheet, but really, really, really helpful. So we'll see how this turns itself around, I'd say. It's a hefty data sheet. Some things were reprinted. For example, the Chaos Space Marines whole, all right, it's PDF. The whole thing here was obviously reprinted, as well as the Orcs and Crons one. But we are going to roll through some of this for a bit and actually see how it turns out. It's a data sheet. In my opinion, this first page right here, fucking amazing. Incredible. Nearly a 10 out of 10. This stuff is a bit iffier. This stuff is a bit iffier, but let's go through this. So first things first, I love the name of this, by the way, Armor of Contempt. It's just so Imperium. Each time an attack is allocated to Adeptus Astartes, Sanctic Astartes, Heretic Astartes, or Adepta Sororitas model, worsen the armor penetration characteristic of that attack by 1. Now, there's a couple things to note about that ability. One, it says worsen the armor penetration attack, which means it does not mean give +1 to your save. It is reduce their weapon. So you'd still get the benefits of things like cover, or let's say if you are a Rubik Marine getting hit by a 1 damage weapon, you will actually be getting +1 save, or +1 save and -1 AP. So you're feeling good. In case you're curious, chat, Adeptus Astartes is obviously Space Marines. Sanctic Astartes are Grey Knights. Heretic Astartes are actually Chaos Space Marines and Death Guard and Thousand Sons. People kind of forget that Death Guard go along with that too. And then of course you've got Sisters of Battle, which is actually an interesting one as I looked it up. Because I found out, I was curious if the faction keywords were still a little funky, and they are. Sisters Mortifiers are actually an Adeptus Sororitas unit right here. However, Penitent Engines are not, unfortunately. But Mortifiers have a 4-up save, 3-up with the Anchorite, and that actually might be kind of big. It'll probably make you take Mortifiers way more often than Penitents, which you kind of already were, so it doesn't really help Penitents out, but it's a thing. It's a thing. There are some exceptions to this though. Models with a Storm Shield don't count, a Relic Shield or Combat Shield, any of those shields. So if you're taking a shield, you're basically only taking it for, oh wait, no. Well, you still get your +1 save. You just don't get the worsen AP, which will even itself out, except for AP 0, in which you will still be getting your +1 save, and then there's cover as well. So, interesting. That's you also get your 4-up invul, so you know there's still a reason to take a Storm Shield. Sacrosanct or Force Shielding, which is Sacrosanct and Dread Knights don't get it, that's fine. Sacrosanct already had a 2-up and they were already really tanky. And then models that are under the effect of any other rule that worsens or reduces the armor penetration characteristic of an attack. which originally was going to be Valorous Heart and Salamanders, but they changed that, so it's a little interesting. Aircraft has been consolidated a little bit easier. Basically, 1 flyer for 500 and 1,000 point games, 2 flyers for 2,000 and 3 for 3,000. We already knew that. This is just consolidating it, making it nicer. A's an A for it. Oh boy, armor contempt. Even less reason to take these Necron warriors I spent $150 on. Yeah, we'll talk about Necrons a little bit later. Yeah, they did not have a good time in this situation. Indirect fire weapons. So, indirect fire weapons were the worst fucking thing ever created by man. They suck dick. So, any indirect fire weapon that can target units that are not visible to the bearer, i.e. mortars, smart missiles, etc. If such a weapon targets a unit that is not visible, no models in the target unit are visible to the firing unit when you are selected it as a target. Then each time an attack is made with that weapon against that target, this phase worsen the ballistic skill. Worsen the ballistic skill by 1 and add 1 to the armor save of the enemy. So, also Astra Iron Tracks, thank you so much for the 5 gifts. I'll talk more about that after I'm done with the whole thing, but thank you. So I want to make this very clear. If you are worsening your ballistic skill, that means that you can still get a minus to hit. So if you were, say, Tau, and you were hitting on 4s, and you were firing at something you couldn't see, your ballistic skill would go to 5s, and if they had a -1 to hit, you would then be hitting on 6s. So things like dense cover, lightning fast reactions, etc. would still work to give a -2 because your ballistic skill is altering. +1 to your armor save, which is also very nice. Something to note here, it specifically says if the models in the unit cannot see it. So we're not quite in the era of spotters or spotter details, because I thought they would maybe do something where if another unit from your army sees it, it would change that, but it doesn't. I would have maybe been okay with like a halfway point where if no one saw the unit, then this happens. If at least one model saw the unit, then maybe they wouldn't get their armor save. I don't know, but this is a pretty substantial change. However, it says here guard is not affected by this change, which is great. Absolutely great. I would have liked some. I know NIDs have that for their hive guard now, which is good. I would have liked a Tau thing where if the unit had a marker light on it, this rule does not come into play. Right here. That would have been nice. If the unit being fired at has a marker light token, this does not affect them. I would have been okay with that. Tau is a problem, but they changed that a little bit in the bottom. We'll talk about it in a little bit later, but regardless, this is great. This also nerfs orcs more, which is a little unfortunate, but this is fucking great. This is a great middle ground. I am so okay with this. Guard not being affected is also great. I like that they had that foresight. Wonderful. Bodyguard. Bodyguard. Bodyguard is no longer cannot target. It is now that unit gets lookout, sir, even if there are fewer than 3 models. I don't think I could have chosen a better choice. Like, I don't think I could have done this better. This is great. I genuinely like that. So this is great. This is amazing. This is actually good. And you know what's even better? The cannot target characters part is gone. So egg. This is egg. Snipers can now shoot egg. Hmm. Do you think Bodyguard should give sniper immunity? Are you happy with they removed that? Middle ground. I think that it shouldn't give sniper immunity, but it should make the sniper have a harder time. If this character unit can use the lookout, sir. If the character unit is targeted by a shooting attack, that character gets -1 to hit. Something like that. Make it a little harder. You know, some kind of okay. All right, if there's a bodyguard in front of the character or around the character and they get sniped, they get -1 to hit. I would have liked that as like a middle ground. It also wouldn't affect the Vindicare assassin, who is the sniperiest sniper who ever sniped. But you know, that's fine. This is fine. Bodyguard was abusable. As a Sisters player, I don't care. This is great. The Celestine shit was bullshit. It was stupid as fuck. So I am very happy with this. All right. This part right here, amazing. Incredible. Love it. Absolutely great changes. Almost 10 out of 10. The next changes I'm iffy on. Sisters! You now gain a miracle dice every turn instead of battle round. Oh my god, you have no idea how big this is. You have no clue how huge that is. No one, except for Sisters players, knows how good that is. This is incredible. My Sacred Rose build got better. It got massively better, actually, with the Armor of Contempt and the Miracle Dice thing. That is huge. I fucking love this. They also changed the Valorous Hearts conviction so that instead of having the AP 1 and 2 is reduced by 1, because they have the new rule, you cannot re-roll your wound roll against Valorous Heart. Now, I'm a little iffy on this one. I don't like how often they're turning off re-rolls. It's kind of, I think maybe a little bit too much. Because you're basically taking your opponent's abilities and turning them off entirely. And that's a little bit unfun and a bit binary. It's why the light Satan is so fucking annoying. Because of the no rerolls, I think. Or the transhuman kind of thing. I don't like how no rerolls are becoming a meta. I'm just not a fan of that. That being said, they had to give Valorous Heart something else. I guess that's fine. I maybe would just give them back their 6-up Feel No Pain. I don't know, but it's fine. It's a fine band-aid for the time being. Sisters got a huge lease of life from this. Oh my god, they got a huge lease of life. Because Sisters, for a while, their biggest issue is that they were squishy, right? Despite having great armor saves. But with so much AP in the game, it didn't matter. This Armor of Contempt adjustment, the extra Miracle Dice, and like, for the longest time, my biggest fear when it came to Sisters were Lightning Claws, right? Because you're going to hit at Strength 4, AP 2, full rerolls to wound. Now, instead of hitting or wounding on 3s, rerolling everything, and saving on 5s, I am now, if you're taking Valorous Heart, wounding on 3s, no rerolls, saving on 4s. That's a incredible change. Incredible. Guard. Let's talk Guard. Guard are maybe the biggest winners in this entire book besides Space Marines. Oh, wait, real quick. I wanna make a statement. Notice, chat, how this says allocated to Adeptus Astartes and stuff like that. Not infantry. This reduced AP works on all your tanks, all your vehicles, all your flyers, everything. Your land raiders, your gladiators, your land speeders. It's a big deal. I don't think tanks will be back, but they're better. Okay. If you have a mono guard army, or maybe mono guard, or at least mono regiment, you get 6s automatically wound the target in shooting. for everything. Everything. Including las guns. Fucking heavy bolters. Tanks, manticores. Everything. Everything. It is nutty. It is actually insane. And it's actually fun too, because it has the quality through quantity, you know? Like, it's not... there's the old guard saying, he who doubts the power of a las gun has never ran through a field of 1,000 of them. Like, and this is literally, you are allowed to drown your opponent in las gun fire. That's fine. That is a genuinely usable strat. So a couple more things were changed. Russes. This is the Russ change. This was reprinted from the last time. Tank orders. This was last time. Regiment orders. This was last time. These things were all last time. This last one is different. Infantry squads got nerfed. They went from 55 points to 60 points, but all war gear costs 0. Plasma guns, meltas, las cannons, heavy bolters, flamers, mortars, power swords, power fists, vox casters, everything. So your infantry squads are now 60 points each, and they literally have free gear. Free gear. Egg. It's really good. Like, it's really good. Even if you don't want to take heavy weapons, just slap on some grenade launchers. They're D6 shots. You'll, on average, get more than your las guns, and you'll be auto-wounding. Throw a flamer on, a melta, anything. This... it's not going to save Guard, I don't think. Guard is still extremely squishy. But it's going to be pretty huge. There are some restrictions here. This is for regiment units. So things like Ogren and like Ratlings probably won't get this. This is also regiment, not Tempestus Scions groups, I believe. So I believe Scions won't be getting it either. I'm going to double check that one real quick. Militarum Tempestus Scions. Yeah, they have Tempestus Regiment. So it probably won't count for the Scions. But like, las guns now are really good. Even if you take a whole bunch of special weapons, I think you still have 5 or 6 las guns minimum per goddamn squad. Hell, your sergeants can take bolters now for free, so shit. So this is mainly on things like command squads, infantry squads, things like the Chimera, the Sentinels, the Lemans, the tanks, you know, like Wyverns, Basilisks, etc., etc. Pretty nuts. It's only for ranged attacks as well, which is good to note. It does make flamers a little less exciting because it's only to wound, but this is pretty great. This is pretty great. I don't think it's going to save them or nothing, but it's pretty great. I like it a lot. Now let's talk about something I don't like a lot. Custodes. This is absolutely not how I would have gone about this. At all. This is really not how I would do this at all. Like, it's honestly just a kind of a baffling change. It's completely focused on the wrong stuff. Okay, so It's so bizarre, man. It's so bizarre. So it says the third bullet point in the Adeptus Custodes detachment says troops gain objectives secured. So they took away objectives secured from everything that isn't troops. Terminators, characters, like wardens, like basically everything. It's just troops, which is weird. Bikes already didn't have it. I don't know why that's the way it is. It's really bizarre. That was a third bullet point of detachment rules, right? Is that Watchers of the Throne? No, here it is. Each Custodes, except this Custodes model counts as an additional model when determining control of objective. Wait. No. Infantry units and Anathema Psychona troops. Yeah. So you only get just secured on regular like troop Custodes and troop sisters. It's really a poor decision. You still count as two models with everybody else. So I guess that's still nice. Every Adeptus Custodes model still counts as an additional model. That's good, but that's really strange choice. I don't like that. Next, Emperor's Auspice, Esteemed Amalgam, and Martial Discretion stratagems. You can only use this stratagem once. Why? I know they're good, but like it's per game. Like just completely once per game? Like Emperor's Auspice is really strong, don't get me wrong, but make it 2 CP. Have the amount of time you get to use it. Make Esteemed Amalgam 2 CP. Okay, let me double check. Esteemed Amalgam is the Emperor's Chosen one. So that's our Emperor's Chosen slap. Martial Discretion is changing your kata stances? What? Did that need to become once per game? After selecting a kata stance to be active for your army, select one Custodes unit from your army that is on the battlefield and select one kata stance that is not active for your army. So starting its next command phase, that unit benefits from that stance instead of the active stance. Martial Discretion. Why would they... God damn it. You're right. Undercosted bikes. 4-up feel no pains. Against mortals. Those weren't the problems. It was the kata stance. Like honestly, just change Emperor's Auspice and Esteemed Amalgam to from 1 to 2 CP to 2 to 3 CP. That's all you had to do. I don't know why they did this. This is bizarre to me. And finally, Custodes keywords: Arcane Genetic Alchemy and Emperor's Auspice is infantry only. So that's your slap against bikes and dreadnoughts. That's your smack against bikes and dreadnoughts. Arcane Genetic Alchemy, chat, is the transhuman. Emperor's Auspice is the rerolls. So I don't like this at all, actually. It feels so wrong. Up Trajan by 10 to 20 points. Up bikes by 5 points. 10 points for salvo launchers. Change these to 2 to 3 CP instead. And like, maybe Arcane Genetic Alchemy for infantry only, sure, but why the obsec change? That's so weird. That wasn't the thing crushing people. That wasn't the problem here. Also, what about Emperor's Chosen? You've nerfed their stratagem, sure, but they still have a 4-up feel no pain against mortals. Just change that to 5 instead of 4, and then make the strat 2 CP? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. This is so out of... This massively hurts, like, more enjoyable armies, too. Because this... if you were the person who didn't want to bike spam, who didn't want to dreadnought spam, and you wanted to be like me, who likes to run fucking, what the hell is it called? Aquilin Shield with Wardens and Terminators and crap like that, this is a massive blow to you. Your Wardens and Terminators lost OBSEC, your stratagems aren't as good. And like the bike hit, I get that, but I don't get it. Genuinely don't get it. Also, kind of bizarre. I mean, I get why, but Custodes don't get the armor of contempt change either, which is kind of funny to me. They didn't need it, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they should have gotten it, but it's kind of a funny little in between, you feel? Yeah, don't like this change. Like, I get the need to be nerfed, but this was not how I would have gone about it whatsoever. AdMech, I think this is all reprinted. Core, Lucius, Clandestine, Acquisition, Galvanic Volley Fire, and Retrons. Yeah, I think so. Okay, that's the reprint. Space Marines, Salamanders got the Valorous Heart treatment. Instead of, because they used to have reduce AP by 1, they now have no rerolling wound rolls like the Sisters change. Actually a genuinely decent buff to Salamanders, especially with how tanky Salamanders tend to be anyway. So that's pretty good, actually. Good job. Sally's might see more play. Awesome. We'll see. Chaos Space Marine reprint. That's the False Emperor change. It's fine. Though they do get the Armor Contempt. Death Guard. Blightlord Terminators and Death Shroud Terminators have OBSEC. You got rid of OBSEC from Custodes Terminators, but you gave it to Death Guard, huh? Like, don't get me wrong, Death Guard guys, I'm stoked for you. You get reduced AP by 1 on all of your shit, including Plague Burst Crawlers, including Blight Haulers, including your Terminators, including Mortarion even, which won't matter much because I think he's like, was he 2 up, 4 up? So it's like you probably hit the invul anyway. Like, cool. But I think Blightlords and Death Shrouds maybe needed a points drop, like a 5-point drop to make them that good. Like your AP change is fucking huge, especially for Death Guard being tougher and the -1 damage. That's gigantic. But I maybe would have dropped their points a little bit. Poxwalkers also got nerfed really bad. They could probably have that reverted. They didn't get a point drop from the CA. They got a point nerf, or they got like upped in points. They got more expensive. I believe these got nerfed, as in like their points went up. Okay, yeah, that's why I was confused. Like I want that to be reversed. Yeah, I mean this is great for Death Guard. Like genuinely, I think Death Guard with this, because this worsened the AP characteristic is different depending on faction. It's the least powerful on Sisters because we're T3, we only have 1 wound. It's not huge, right? Because being able to save more 2 damage things on other stuff is more important than like, now don't get me wrong, it's huge for Sisters and it's a giant change, but it's probably the least important on them. The tougher you are, the better this AP change I think is, because then it's already harder to wound you in the beginning, and then adjusting the AP I think makes it even stronger because of like whatever damage the weapon might be. Death Guard I think got the biggest boon by this, and it's actually fucking awesome. I don't know if it'll make them good again, like really good again. I mean, I think they'll make them good, but maybe not like top level. But the fact that Death Guard already have -1 damage and they're normally T5, pretty huge. I actually think this is pretty great. Good job, DG. Proud of you. Also, K-Suns are better. Drukhari, I think this is just a reprint. Did they change the Agile Hunter's Obsession? I don't remember them changing that, but this looks like it's a reprint. Okay. Necrons, this is a reprint. Necrons, you really should have gotten some buffs. Your shooting fucking sucks. It's fucking terrible. Your destroyer stuff, your doomsday shit should have gotten D3+3. Your flayers and stuff should have gotten hits of 6 auto wound or extra AP or something. There are a million of things that should have gotten a buff here. But this is just a reprint, so whatever. Sorry, Necron players. I'm one of them, but you know, fuck. Orcs didn't get any changes. Orcs are gonna have a bad time. I think orcs lose the most out of any army. They not only didn't get their stuff changed, they are now being affected by the ignore line of sight changes, especially on orcs that already have a 5-up ballistic skill, going to 6. And like Choppas are back to AP 0 when fighting power armor. Orcs are gonna feel real fucking bad, and they weren't doing great either. I genuinely feel terrible for orc players. I am very sorry, orc players. Not only was your vehicle spam stuff not good anymore, but neither is your infantry. What's this? Wait, what's this? Chaos should have gotten buffs too. They did. Heretic Astartes. All of my CSM now has reduced AP by 1. That's so good. Considering how squishy I am, I fucking love this. Now, demons may have needed a change, but this, love it. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Moving on to the big 2. Harlequins and Tau. Harlequins. This is a lot of words people don't quite understand. Basically, the Shadow Seer had an ability for a bubble aura to make it so that you were as if you were 6 inches away from the model when you were firing at them. This is now pick a unit instead. That's pretty good. It makes it so that things like flamers are better and not so awful. That's a good change. I like that. The favor of Kagarok Warlord trait. I don't know about this one. I'm assuming this is a nerf. I don't recognize this one very much. Oh well. Star Weavers and Void Weavers. This is the big one. Let's talk about that. Let's look at Codex Eldari real quick. Star Weavers and Void Weavers. Dedicated transports, where the fuck are you? There you are. So, Star Weavers went up 15 points. I don't think they needed that, but I don't know. I didn't really struggle against them when I fought Matt, but Harlequins are really good, so we'll see. As for... Wait, it's a nerf to the Death Jester? Oh, that thing that he was doing to me, that Matt was doing to me. Yeah, okay, got it. Void Weavers got a 40-point nerf. They went from 90 to 130. That is almost a 50% nerf. I almost think that's too much. Like, I know we're all happy because they were the worst things ever made, but I almost think that like we're all gonna be stoked because we're just like, yeah, fuck you, Void Weavers, you fucked my wife and killed my dog. But I almost think that might be too much. I mean, maybe it's to make them just to be stopped spamming, because if you run, say, 3 of them, which I imagine is what GW wants you to do, is only run about 3. It's not that big of a deal, but I don't know. Well, Drukhari boats are, they were transports though, Demeki. Void Weavers weren't transports, they were just guns. They definitely need to go up. 90 points was fucking dumb, but maybe 120, 125. I'd go down a little teensy tiny bit. But if they're only running 3 of them, I guess it's fine, because I'm not gonna pretend like the rest of Harlequins is that fucking strong or is that fucking weak, because they're not. Like, the troops are insane. The Death Jester's really good, and even the bikes are fine. Like, there's still plenty. going on with there. Like, there is still plenty. I guess we'll wait and see. My initial mindset is a 50% or like 40% nerf like this is a bit high, but we'll see. Tau Empire. Here we are. Monka has gotten a nerf. You may re-roll your wound roll of 1, but you may not gain an additional AP. That's fine. AP bloat was kind of high. There's a lot of AP bloat. Monka was the obviously better choice. Totally fine with that change. Monka was so fucking strong. That's fine. Farsight made it so that you can't like jump down, I think, in their Counter-Strike, and I think immediately get Monka. I think that's the point of it. Because it's within 9 inches. I guess that's fine. I don't think Farsight was necessarily that disgusting. I mean, they were good. I thought Tau was the big one, but I mean, I guess it's whatever. I don't think you really need. Like Farsight's fucking good. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. On top of the Monka nerf, like, whatever. Remove core from broadsides. That kind of sucks. That sucks. That sucks ass. I won't lie. I hate when they remove core from stuff. I hate when they make restrictions like that. I didn't like it when they did it to AdMech with the Dragoons, and I don't like it with them doing it here. I don't like that. Broadsides were too good, don't get me wrong, but so were Crisis Suits, and they didn't really get changed, so I was just taking like a 10-point nerf on the broadsides instead of this. I wouldn't have removed core. I was just taking a nerf on the broadsides points. Also, the charge roll modifier, this is fine. I don't think people really thought that having like a -4 to charge was fun. That's fine. That was kind of stupid. Yeah, that was pretty AIDS. I don't like that. I actually think Tau didn't like they got a slap, but the biggest change for Tau isn't even on here. The biggest change for Tau is the indirect fire. That's the biggest change for Tau, in my opinion. The Monka change is pretty big, but Tau already had pretty good AP, and this game was having some pretty bad AP bloat. I think AP, if I could, I would reduce AP like game wide by 1, everything by 1. Because there's just so much fucking AP in this game. The indirect fire really is rough. I guess you could counteract it mildly with the use of marker lights, but luckily if you see the target, your indirect fire nerf isn't there, so the Crisis Suits can at least see their target. That isn't that bad. Yeah, like I actually don't think the Tau thing is that bad. The Monka AP was bullshit. Monka was way too strong. This is a good change for Monka. This Farsight part is unfortunate, and I really don't like when they remove core from stuff. Like, I really do not like when they remove core from stuff. But I mean, Tau are obviously too good, as were Quinn's, and the AP bloat was just way too high. And things would just fucking die when they were able to reliably like table people at turn 3 with their shooting and stuff. Like, I think it needs to be played definitely more, because I'm not like the #1 Tau guy. But you know, you could watch a Tau game or fight Tau and be like, wow, this is rough. This is fine. I think that the charge roll thing was dumb. I hate when they remove core from stuff. I hate when they do that. And the devastating, like Monka, great. Indirect fire, great. This, This, great. This, don't like it. Just up them by 10 points. That's it. Maybe not even up them by 10 points. Maybe just put 10 points on the fucking rail rifles. I don't know. Or the heavy rail rifles. You know, I wouldn't have minded some Drukhari buffs. I wouldn't have minded them giving back core to Talos and Kronos, because I fucking hate removal of core. It's such like a, you know what bugs me the most about this is not even the fact that they don't have core, but you have to go into the book and find out what stuff affects core and what stuff doesn't affect core, and rechange everything. Like the Artists of Flesh, Talos and Kronos are vehicles, right? They're vehicles, right? Are they monsters? Okay, never mind them. I thought the Artists of Flesh wouldn't actually involve them anymore, but it does. Okay, I was wrong. Yeah, I mean, I would have just given them back core and upped them by 10 to 15 points. Half of your codex's abilities are core locked. Why is core a thing? Core is a thing so that the game can feel like you're making more dedicated armies, so that you can't just give buffs to giant tanks or spammable types of units. I can't just like run around with 3 repulsor executioners and this tank and all of my buffs are given to them. I can't give a repulsor full rerolls or any of that kind of stuff. Like it makes your army more like an army with characters that can't just be loaded up with buffs, and infantry that can be, and or like support units, stuff like that. And then if you want to run vehicles, that's fine. You vehicles aren't good this edition, but that's not the core problem. It makes your armies look more diverse. Chat, reminds you, in certain metas in this game, the meta was literally like 6 planes and all vehicles, or or like, you know, 9 Void Weavers, crap like that. When people can spam something, they will, all the time, forever. The armies look the most like armies now than they have in like 3 editions. So, a recap. Armor of Contempt, enormous, genuinely huge, a massive lease of life to Space Marines, Grey Knights, Thousand Suns, Death Guard, even CSM, and Sisters. Fucking great. Love it. Reprint of the aircraft, indirect fire weapons, amazing. I would have done a caveat, which is if the enemy has a marker light token on them, you may ignore the indirect fire changes. I would have liked that, because then you at least need a spotter, and Tau have high-tech bullshit. I would have liked that as a compromise. Other than that, still amazing. Love it. Bodyguard change, incredible, super good. Love this stuff. Snipers are better. Would have liked if a sniper shoots your character when within bodyguard range, they get a -1 to hit, just to make snipers a little bit harder, but you know, whatever. Sisters, unironically huge, this miracle dice change. At the start of each turn, get a miracle dice. Unironically enormous. Actual pog. You'll be getting minimum 5 more miracle dice a game. And maybe more if you're running Sacred Rose. So good. Absolutely adore it. Also great for Ebon Chalice. Valorous Heart, also great new lease of life. Love it. Guard, genuine winners in this codex. Wow. Unmodified 6 rolls automatically wound the target, and free infantry squad buffs, free Vox casters, free heavy weapons, free. Your sergeant can take a power fist for free, and a plasma pistol, a power fist and pistol for free. That's like 15 points. Russ has already had 2 up saves. That was in the prior Dataslate. Oh my god. Custodes changes, they suck. Did they need nerfs? Yes. Is this what I would have done? No. Not in the slightest. This is terrible. Genuinely my least favorite change in the entire thing. Absolutely hate this. All you needed to do was fucking nerf Trajan by 20 points, nerf the bikes by 5, 10 if salvo launcher, make all of these stratagems from 1 to 2 CP instead to 2 to 3 CP, and then make Emperor's Chosen a 5-up Feel No Pain instead of a 4-up. And at that point, you were probably done. I would have accepted this change to the bikes as well, with the Arcane Genetic Alchemy and Emperor's Auspice for bikes and Dreadnoughts. I would have accepted that one too. But genuinely, I hate this. I hate this change. Will it nerf Custodes? Sure. Is it what I wanted? Absolutely not. It's a terrible change. Reprint of Admech. Salamanders get the Valorous Heart thing. Awesome. Makes Salamanders better. Reprint of CSM. Death Guard have OBSEC on their termies when Custodes don't. Lamau. Great change here. Death Guard, I think, will genuinely feel fucking great again. I am genuinely happy for my Death Guard fans. I think like you guys lucked out. My reducing AP by 1 is the strongest on already tanky units, and you got the tankiest units. I am so happy for you guys. Mortarion is a 3-up armor save? What? It's not a 2-up? Wow, okay, that's weird. It basically means Mortarion is immune to AP1. He's immune to AP1, which I guess. But everything else, like your Plague Burst crawlers got tankier. You have to deal with the new indirect fire problem, but they got tankier. Your Terminators, dude, your floated bloat drones and your what the hell are the other ones? The Blight Haulers got better. So much shit. Like, great job. Great, like, honestly stoked for you Death Guard players. Death Guard is my opinion, one of the best made armies in 40k. They look amazing. They've got great lore. They've got great lore to gameplay combination. They're not too expensive to buy. Their models are incredible, and they play like the fantasy. I love Death Guard. They're in my opinion, a top 3 best designed faction in this game, and this makes them even better. Drukhari reprint. Necrons, you should have gotten something. Genuinely should have gotten something. I'm really upset about that one. Orcs probably got hit the worst out of everyone here, because not only didn't get anything rebuffed, but now they're even worse against marine and power armor, and their indirect fire affected them. Quins, good change. Good change. I don't know if the Star Weaver needed to go up, but maybe because Void Weaver's going to be changing. I genuinely think that Void Weavers maybe could have gone to 120 or 125. This is such an insane increase of like 40%, but we'll see. Light Sadist did not get a nerf, so that could be a part of the reason. And Tau, the biggest change is the indirect fire. I think Tau will be fine. I genuinely think Tau will be fine. I don't like removal of core on broadsides, but I think Tau will still be okay overall. The AP bloat of this game was already too ridiculous. And unfortunately, chat, we're now all gonna lose to Tyranids. We're dead. This literally softened up the entire meta for Tyranids. Like, Matt has been playing a lot of Nid games with a new codex, and he genuinely says they are as good as Harlequins. we're fucked. We're fucked. Nids are gonna destroy everybody. Ugh. Rip Sisters of Battle? Dude, not even. Sisters right now got a massive buff. Massive buff. I am so excited about the Sisters changes. You have no idea. Like this, I am giddy with delight at this change. I am so happy. I am so excited. Like you have no clue. Also I should state something. This is important for someone to remember. Like, guys, this is your units with this keyword. Like, don't you get it? Adeptus Sororitas units get this. All of them. Celestine reduces all armor by 1. She already has a 2-up. Morven Vol reduces all AP by 1. She has a 2-up. Nundums. I think Sacrosanct kind of got shafted by not getting this rule either. I think Sacrosanct should maybe get their points like changed, especially because they also lost Bodyguard powers. I think Sacrosanct's got the worst hit right now, but like Penitent engines don't get this change, but Mortifiers do get this change. They have the Adeptus Sororitas keyword. Like, Mortifiers get this change. Your Mortifiers with their 4-ups and 3-up Anchorite Sarcophaguses, they get this. Sisters Novitiates get this with their 4-ups. Even Repentia get this, but they have a 7-up save, so it doesn't count. Ephrael Stern gets this. The Triumph of St. Catherine gets this. Like, I'm so excited. Guys, Gilliman gets this. CSM. All CSM get this. All of your vehicles get this. Your Land Raiders, your Rhinos, your Gladiators, your Storm Ravens, your Land Speeders. They all get it. Your everything that isn't a Dread Knight and Grey Knights get this. Death Guard, Thousand Suns get it. My Obliterators for CSM. My Venom Crawlers, my Mauler Fiends, my Disco Lord. My Disco Lord gets it. Oh my god. Our Dreadnoughts get it. No, Grey Knights get it. There's Sanctic Astartes, it's Grey Knights. My Contemptor Dreads get it. Our fucking Decimators get, oh god, Decimators get it. Chosen, like Forge Fiends, Havocs, Blitz, Venoms. Khorne, Lord of Skulls get it. Brass Scorpions, Magnus gets this. Everyone fucking gets it. And then with the reduction of ignore line of sight weaponry, so that the SMS doesn't one-shot everything I get with only 1 wound. No, Scarab Occults. Oh, you mean, I thought you meant Scarab Occult Terminators. K-Suns, you're right, Necrons don't get it. All right, losers, Orcs and Krons. Big losers. Orcs, Krons, and in my opinion, Custodes. I hate this change. You have no clue how much I hate this change. Winners, Guard, Sisters, Marines of all flavor, and especially Death Guard. I'm so happy with some of these things. Guys, you could take a free las cannon in every infantry squad, a free heavy bolter, a free mortar, a free plasma gun. You know what? Actually, let me look at the max amount of stuff you can take in an infantry squad. Okay, 1 sergeant, 9 guardsmen. You can get a free Vox caster. Okay. You can get a free heavy weapon, You may get a free special weapon. The sergeant may, oh, they can't get a power fist. Damn it, that's only for characters. They can get a free power sword though. And they can get a free power sword and plasma pistol. So you can roll up now for 60 points. You can get a fucking las cannon, plasma gun, plasma pistol, vox caster, and power sword, which would have costed you 35 points. Wait. No. Yeah, 35 points. And all for a 5-point increase. And it all auto wounds on 6s. This is great. So how big is this -1 AP to Space Marines? Genuinely huge. Power armor has been crap lately because of the AP bloat in this game. And this is a genuinely giant change. Not only do indirect fire weapons basically get -1 AP because of you get +1 armor, but then you also get the -1 AP of the weapon itself. So, because they stack technically, because you're increasing your armor save and decreasing their AP save. You're not, because it specifically says here that it doesn't stack, it doesn't like double worsen, but because this goes up in armor and this goes down in AP, you're kind of doubling it up. So indirect fire AP bloat is lower, AP bloat in general is lower, and one of the more recent insane increases of AP in the game, Mont Katao, also got nerfed. Space Marines will finally, it is kind of funny that Custodes don't get this, but I get why. It's fine. It's just kind of funny. Genuinely huge. It's also giant for sisters. You might look at this change for sisters and then see the Miracle Dice thing and think, oh, whatever. But I know my sister players in the chat were salivating. We're salivating, all right? Genuinely. It's so huge. Like, this is so fun and so good. Why play anything but Valorous Heart now? Oh, but that's the thing. Like, yeah, turning off wound rerolls is great, but this extra Miracle Dice, Sacred Rose is better, Ebon Chalice got better, and not just those two things, but now that everything has this power, you can be more survivable. And so things like Our Martyred Lady means you'll have more squads that live, so that you'll keep getting that power. It's so exciting. I'm so excited. Plus, let's not forget, Morvenn Vahl and Celestine get this buff. That means AP, technically 1 and 2 get nerfed when you're fighting against Morvenn Vahl or Celestine. Genuine, and the Triumph AP1. Genuinely great. Sacrosanct got hit the worst here. I think they should get their points reverted because this is unfortunate. I did talk about T-Sons. Yeah. K-Sons, Rubrics, and Scarab Occult Terminators, because of your All Is Dust ability, if you're hit by damage 1, you actually, you increase your armor save. And now, since that happens, you also get AP -1. So if you're hit with any damage 1 attacks, you're actually getting +2 to your save. And then you can add cover to that if you feel like it. K-Sons, good job. Proud of you. I don't want to play Custodes anymore. Genuinely. I played like 3 games with them, all as non-Emperor's Chosen. And it's like, they're strong, don't get me wrong, but Emperor's Chosen was a huge problem. This is everyone who wanted to run Custodes like a normal way with infantry and like Terminators, and you want to run Solar Watch or Aquilon Shield or Emissaries Imperatus, it's crap now. It's not crap. Let me rephrase that. It's not terrible. You're probably gonna still be a fine army, but it's so restrictive and unfun. Like, this is specifically to counter Emperor's Chosen, some strats and bike spam, and it nerfed everything else that's fun. It's a really aggravating change. I'm pretty upset about this. I literally don't want to run Custodes anymore. Which normally you would sound like the whiny, like, oh, my army got nerfed, I don't want to play him anymore. But I hope other Custodes players in my chat who don't just run Emperor's Chosen spam can understand my mentality here. It's really restrictive and unfun. This is the last way I would have changed this. Go Death Guard, man. I'm so happy for you Death Guard players. You have no clue. I'm so stoked for you guys. Good job. Congrats. I think you're gonna have a good time. Necron players, myself included, pour one out. I mean, yeah, pour one out. All right. I'm gonna eat this cheese.